8 colleagues, members from the states, from all the northeastern states. We welcome you to this workshop on integrated farming clusters. There has been lot said about NRLM as of now, as far as our presentation was mentioned earlier. Sir, it is important to highlight that it's not about the numbers what were mentioned, but also the approach therein. We found that today with 10 crore SHG members, that is one part, the pool with whom we are working, and on the other side is the ecosystem. As was mentioned, that it's not essentially that we are creating livelihoods for farm and through farm and non-farm, but important and what is essential as of day is moving from livelihoods towards business, towards entrepreneurship. And this is the transformational journey for which we have such kind of workshops along with the states. I certainly thank the state of Tripura for this, for organizing this wonderful workshop. I would also like to highlight, sir, that as was mentioned, that we need to work with the women, for the women, and not only ensuring some kind of income growth, that is Lakpati. It's a transformational journey. One term which comes from the secretary's, when he was making his remark, he said, we have got Atmanirbhar Award. So, the term which was coined some 2-3 years ago by Honorable PM talking about Atmanirbhar, we can see how this journey has reached at the ground level, at the far off places in the country, and now we have such kind of awards coming in. That is why we say that we need to work together for this initiative. In the financial inclusion part, sir, we have been talking that we should reach the banking system to the women. We talk about that we have reached 11 lakh crore across the country, which is a national figure. But important is how and when the money should reach. I would like to appreciate the effort which has been taken by Tripura SRLM, wherein they say 7/7. Means that they ensure that the money reaches to them somewhere around 7 days, if I'm not wrong. That is what is required. We need to learn from among ourselves that it's not that money is to reach, and when it should reach is also equally important. One of the important point is how we work with community institutions, our CLFs together, because they are also one of the key institutions for bringing in business or learning. I understand that Tripura SRLM, I would like to highlight that they have been chosen by National as one of the states of 2 within the country who are having the model CLF as a key institution across the country along with the state of Madhya Pradesh. So that's a big achievement. So these are just 2-3 things. It's not because that we are sitting in Tripura and we are talking about it. Point is what we can learn from among ourselves. We have been talking about, the second point is that can we have better marketing processes? Again, I should speak about the state itself. Yesterday, got an opportunity to visit the temple over here, Tripurari temple, Mata Badi, and fortunate to see that they have the prasad there as GI tagged. So we are not restricted here for the country alone. We are thinking that let's take things beyond, and it is happy to know that it's in many states which is coming up that GI has been highlighted and we are using it for our SHG products. So the objective, as was mentioned, that let's introspect ourselves where we stand. We have got 933 IFCs across northeastern states, but still miles to go. It's not the numbers. Achievement is not alone for IFCs. We need to develop those enterprising centers which become models. So we are here today, I would say that let's have a proper understanding, awareness about the entire program. Let's have a networking among ourselves, what good or bad we are doing. Third important point is, I would highlight on the value chain strengthening. You could see that there are only 5 states of 8 where SRLMs have taken special projects in non-farm activities through MKSP. I think it is important that we should come up with more such projects, and Government of India is very happy to sanction those projects through the processes. So, and it will help us to create a kind of big models and big value chains across those areas, and will help to develop those areas. Because as far as our smaller nano enterprises are concerned, we are still restricted that they can do only the badi papad kind of a thing, which is SHGs. On one side we have states like Tripura which say they have got GI tagging, but in between the value chain of systems also need to be developed. So we think that let's throw light, have discussions to reach out to those things. NRLM is the only program which is open to any kind of partnerships with the government organizations, within the departments, either inter or intra-departmental, and also to the private sector. We would like that, let's explore opportunities for convergence with multiple departments. Karnataka, of course, I can take as one example which has done wonderfully with respect to various kind of partnerships in the agriculture sector, be it with KVK or with agriculture universities. I think those kind of things we should explore how we can take forward for the systems of our NRLM. Further is the private sector partnerships, how they can come, and most importantly how we can learn or we can offload our things of marketing products to them, because I'm sure that as far as governments are concerned, we find it very difficult to market our products. So let's take the advantage of the market ecosystem. Experience sharing, of course, I have talked a lot about it because it's a class learning practices. And with this, I would like again to say that let's work together on an action plan which is thought of, that it's not only about the Lakpati Didis. Let's think of the millionaire Didi as has been talked about, because recently Honorable PM said that we have reached beyond 2 crores and let's reach 3 crores. I think it will be one good example where we can have millionaire Didis, and that example I can quote from here, that in Assam, there they have got some set of a millionaire Didis. Of course, they will be in other states also, but how we can enable them reach to have better incomes and a good life. So with this, I would like to thank again on behalf of Government of India to all the states, and of course to Honorable CM Sir and Ministry of Rural Development, Government of Tripura for organizing this workshop. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insights. Lakpati Didi initiative empowers rural women by providing skills, capacity building and financial support to transform their livelihoods into sustainable business. TRLM is continuously compiling the stories of Lakpati Didis to bring their success stories to the public domain. So here, as we eagerly await this moment, may I now request Honorable Chief Minister of Tripura, Professor Dr. Manik Shahaji and other respected dignitaries to unveil and launch the Lakpati Didi Coffee Table Book, Pond to Prosperity. Let's put our hands together for the great launch. I would also like to request Honorable CM Sir and respected dignitaries to launch the booklets on package of practices for fishery and poultry interventions with self-help group members.
Farming cluster for the northeastern state. We have with us Srimati Rajeshwari SM, Director, Rural Livelihoods, Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India. Sri Turit Kanti Chakma, CEO, TRLM. Sri Raman Wada, Deputy Director, Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India, and delegates from northeastern states, officers of TRLM, RD Department, and distinguished guests and media friends. It is indeed a great honor and privilege to welcome you all to the National Workshop on Integrated Farming Cluster for Northeastern States being organized here in Agortala. Before I come here, I attended another program where from the northeastern regions all the participants came, and again here I have seen from the northeastern regions all the delegates have come. My greetings to all of you. It is a matter of pride for Tripura to host such an important national level event which carries with its promise of transforming rural livelihood in the northeast. Agriculture remains the backbone of our country and its economy and the lifeline of rural household. In order to strengthen livelihoods, particularly for women's self-help group members, the integrated farming cluster approach has been conceptualized under the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission by the Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India. I am happy to share that in Tripura, we have already launched activities for 80 integrated farming clusters, that is IFCs, with an investment of rupees 32 crore, inaugurated at the Sampurnata Abhijan Samman Samaroh on 2nd August 2025. The objective of these integrated farming clusters is to diversify and intensify livelihood interventions so that rural households can increase their incomes through integration and synergy. Each IFC will cover around 250 to 300 small and marginal farmers, and they are linked with livelihood service centers and which provide quality seeds, natural fertilizers, equipment, aggregation facilities and better market access. Every IFC will have dedicated support providers, that is Krishi Shokhis, then Poshu Shokhis, Matsya Shokhis and community resource personnel, who will provide extension, training and hand-holding support to farmers. Under the TRLM, we have built a robust foundation of women-led community institution. Today there are about 4.85 lakh women members in 54,113 self-help groups, 2,470 village organizations and 173 cluster level federations. For strengthening their livelihood, 2,628 producer groups and 118 non-farm collectives have been developed, and we have supported with 1,677 crore bank loans and rupees 787 crore as revolving fund and community investment fund. More than 3.13 Mahila Kishans are engaged in farm and livestock-based livelihoods. Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji has given us the vision of creating Lakhpati Didis to empower rural women who earn a sustainable income and lead their families towards prosperity. I am proud to share that in Tripura, already have mentioned by my previous speaker, we are moving forward with this mission in full speed against a target of 1.14 lakh women. We already have 1,281 women around. That is, 95% have become Lakhpati Didis in Tripura. This transformation is possible because of their determination, government support and community solidarity. Our women are now actively involved in piggery, goattery, poultry, fisheries, entrepreneurship, micro-enterprises, group-based ventures, catering services and agro-ecological practice, making rural Tripura vibrant and self-reliant. In the Northeast Rising Summit 2025 at New Delhi, our Honorable Prime Minister rightly said that the Northeast is Ashtalakshmi, a land of abundance, culture and potential. To realize this vision, our government is giving maximum attention to infrastructure, connectivity and livelihood generation. Over the 7 years, Tripura has undertaken several groundbreaking initiatives that are changing the socio-economic landscape of the state. Our foremost commitment remains to ensure that every household has a sustainable source of income, every family becomes self-reliant, and every woman stands as a pillar of strength. Let us embrace the integrated farming cluster model not merely as a government program, but as a transformative pathway for sustainable livelihood, resilient communities and prosperous rural future. Together, let us build a farming ecosystem where every rural family thrives, every woman leads, and every hectare of land becomes a source of prosperity. Before I conclude, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India, the Tripura Rural Livelihood Mission, and all partners and participants for making this event possible. Last but not the least, Tripura is rich in so many tourism sectors. The delegates who has come from the northeastern regions and even from Delhi or other places, I will request them to visit those areas to have some idea about Tripura. I also warmly welcome all our guests who have traveled from different parts of country to be with us in Agortala. With this, I conclude my speech. Jai Hind. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening words of appreciation. May I now request Sri Talit Kanti Chakma, IAS CEO TRLM, to deliver the vote of thanks.